Hey, sweet friends, if you feel like it is too freaking expensive to be healthy in this world, oh, I hear you and I feel you. And today we're going to dive into things that I do not recommend my clients, me, spend money on in the health space because we'll dive into each of them. There's just so much. So if you are new here, my name is Molly Sutton. I'm a registered nurse and a mind body wellness coach for women 35 plus who are about to go through perimenopause, in perimenopause, or in postmenopause. And the things that we're going to go over today are in no particular order. They're just common things that people spend money on in the health space that I don't think you need to. First one, organic food. Oh, the chokehold that buying everything organic had on me. And this is something actually in the last few years that I stopped doing. But I want you to know that before that, I felt like if it wasn't organic, that I was poisoning myself, that I was giving myself all of these pesticides, and that if I had a salad or fruit or veggies that weren't organic, they were not giving me the nutrients that they had in them. And here is the beautiful truth, my friend. Organic food still has pesticides in it. They're less pesticides, but they still have pesticides. Conventionally grown food, which is inorganic food, has pesticides as well, but they are at a low level to the point that it's safe for human consumption. That's why they're out on the market. And one of the things that made me feel good about that, somebody on the internet said that the farmers that are growing these foods, these conventionally grown foods, are feeding them to their families. And if you think about that, you wouldn't feed something to your family that you thought was unsafe. And so I typically only buy organic if I'm at like Costco, and that's the only option that they have in bulk of whatever I'm trying to get. But for the most part, I don't buy organic anymore. And my family is healthy. We're doing great. And I just don't want it to be a thing that you have to worry about when you are buying fruits and veggies and produce and those kind of things, because you can look at the studies, do a quick Google search and see that if studies show that it's not more nutritionally dense, it's not more nutritious for you to eat organic food. So go ahead, skip the organic and just buy conventional foods. Okay, the next one. You do not need a fancy fitness tracking watch. Why? Well, first off, I have a Fitbit. Let me tell you why I have a Fitbit. I don't use it for the tracking. I use it because it sends text messages to my watch. I use it because I use it as a watch. I use it also because it's got a timer on it. And I use that for my kids so much. Now, when this bad boy dies, I will not get another Fitbit because I don't use it for the tracking. Here is why I don't and why I don't recommend to people. You know your body best. And if you sit there and you are looking at, oh my gosh, did I get enough sleep last night? And what calories did I burn? And is it showing that I can do a hard workout today or not do a hard workout? Is it saying that I'm stressed or not stressed? You know who knows that? You do. You do. You know if you didn't get sleep last night. You know if you did get sleep last night. You know if you are feeling energetically like you can do a hard workout today. And maybe to back that up a little bit, most people aren't paying attention to that, but when you start paying attention to what your body needs, which is one of the things that I have learned for myself and I coach my clients in my program, you start figuring out, okay, what does my body need for support today based on my energy levels? Now, I do recommend for my clients and myself, we track our cycles, our menstrual cycles in an app. And the reason that I do that, I use the Lively app, the free version, it's amazing, is not because I want you to look in there and see, okay, I'm in my luteal phase. It says that this, and this is probably going to happen. What I want you to do is look and see, okay, I'm having symptoms today. Maybe I'm having a headache. Maybe I'm really low energy. This feels different than the first half of the month. I can look and see, oh, I am in my luteal phase. That is pretty normal for me. I want you to get to know your own patterns because we are all different. And once you start learning your own patterns about your body, then you can adapt and act accordingly. A watch does not need to tell you that. You have all the keys in your own body. And we start paying attention to that. We don't have to have a fancy watch to tell us that. So save your money, my love. The next thing, you don't need a million supplements. Now, there are supplements in this world that are beneficial for women, especially as we age. And before I tell you these supplements, this is not me telling you to go get these supplements. This is me telling you that, always check with your doctor. And there's a very set few that are beneficial and really helpful for women that we need or potentially need. Vitamin D, really, really helpful for women. Calcium, maybe, but you can also get that from food. Vitamin D, you'd have to get a lot of sunshine. And omegas you can also get from food if you eat fish twice a week. You don't necessarily have to buy omegas. Collagen, some women do well with collagen. Some women are not responders of collagen, so that may or may not work well for you. Creatine, I love me some creatine. Most women do well with it, 3 to 5 grams, but those are kind of the main supplements. Everything else outside of that, you should be getting like a blood test to say that you need. Like women, as we go through perimenopause, postmenopause, we may have low iron ferritin levels. And so you may need to supplement with iron, but you don't know that until you get a blood test to say that you need that. Magnesium, I forgot to mention, magnesium is another one that may be beneficial for women as well to help us sleep and help us relax at nighttime. But outside of those, there's just so much junk on the internet that doesn't really have a lot of science behind it that you don't really need. And if you start eating and, moving your body and getting some sleep, you're going to help your body and not need those supplements as much. We tend to kind of grab a supplement for everything. And there are ways that we can support our bodies and love on our bodies that don't require those. Okay, next, a gym membership. I do all of my workouts from the comfort of my home for multiple reasons. It is expensive. I went through so many gym memberships and I would do them for the first week or two. And then the friction of having to go somewhere to work out was too much. And this was before I had babies. Now, they are little enough that that's just not happening. Maybe in a different season of life, but for me right now, that's not happening. And I have just kind of piecemealed my workout equipment with what I have at my house. And I'm just now getting to the point where I'm really, really heavy lifting and I'm going to need more stuff, but I'm going to try and get it the cheapest possible way. Facebook Marketplace. I've got, Walmart, Amazon, those kind of things to try and get things as cheap as possible. I don't have a fancy gym setup. I did in my basement and I never went down there. Instead, I put my stuff upstairs so I could grab it real quick and do my workout while my kids were watching TV first thing in the morning. Don't come at me, my friend. I could go on a whole different tangent. I'm sure I will someday. It is okay for your child to watch TV if you need to go work out for 20 minutes. It's going to be fine. All right, the next thing, workout outfits. This goes in there. I work out in my PJs. I just do. Nobody's watching me unless I'm taking a video for you guys. You don't need fancy workout outfits unless you want one. Have at it. All right, the last thing I want to tell you, I'm sure I will do another video with more, but today, the last thing I want to tell you is you don't have to spend money on fresh produce unless you are sure you're going to eat it. I buy a ton of frozen veggies and fruits and canned veggies and beans. And just because it's frozen or in a can does not mean that it's bad for you. It's technically processed, sort of, but it's, for the most part, it's minimally processed. Like a lot of the beans have just like water and salt on them, and you just rinse those off. The frozen veggies and fruit are usually just fruit or veggies with a little bit of seasoning and things like olive oil. I rarely buy fresh produce because it goes bad. The avocados, you will not see those in my house. What you will see is the little avocado cups that you can get at Walmart or Costco, and I freeze those bad boys so that I always have good avocado, and I'm not waiting for that little lovely avocado to just ripen to its happy ripeness in order to eat it, because it's gonna go bad. The things that I do buy fresh produce are like apples, oranges, bananas. Those things, they go really, really fast in my house, and so they don't go bad in that time. And apples and oranges stay good in your fridge for a long time. So you do not have to buy fresh produce in order to be healthy. Frozen, canned, they are just as nutritionally dense, and a lot, like canned beans are so cheap. Canned veggies, and they're prepped. The frozen fruits and veggies, they're already like prepped and ready for you to just cook or just eat, depending on how, don't eat frozen veggies, but frozen fruit, you can throw that into your yogurt. It's good to go. And I want to save you time. If any of this sounded lovely to you today, please make sure to hit that subscribe button for all kinds of good videos. I am newer to the YouTube world, but I'm not going anywhere. So please hit that subscribe button. Please share this with somebody that you feel like needs to hear it today. And I hope you have a great day. Bye.